Today we're making one of my family's favorites, and that is garlic brown sugar chicken. And you can make this in the slow cooker. You can make it in the oven. You can use chicken. You can use boneless pork. You can use veal. And it is absolutely delicious. It's sweet, it's spicy, it's garlicky perfection. And it's absolutely so easy, unbelievable. So let's get started. And I'll see y'all in the kitchen. All right, y'all, this is so easy and you're gonna love it. Now, I'm adding onion that I'm caramelizing, and that's optional. And I'm adding jalapeno, and that's optional. But the main ingredients here are chicken breast, or you could use cut up chicken parts, chicken thighs. You could even use pork if you want to. Salt, pepper, brown sugar, and garlic. Once I got started, realized that I did not have any fresh garlic, so I'm using garlic powder. All right, so that is literally it. It all goes into the slow cooker and it cooks for 8 hours and you're done. Now I'm adding a few extra steps to it to give it a little bit more flavor than what you'll usually see, but you don't need to. This is just if you have an extra 10-15 minutes in the morning to do this, okay? It makes it's already delicious, but when you take this extra 15 minutes, it takes it right over the top. So let's get started. All right, first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut these chicken breasts down. I do not know what they're doing to chickens nowadays, but some of these things are huge and they look more like turkey. That's just too much. And so one of the things that I like to do is I like to butterfly them by cutting them this way. Once I've got them all butterflied, I am going to set these aside. Okay, I washed my knife, I washed my hands, and I'm gonna slice up this onion. And this is a big, firm one. You could chop it. I just like mine to be in slices, and it takes me less time just to slice it than to chop it. So that's what I'm gonna do. This is a very firm onion. And you can use as much as you want. I'm gonna use this whole thing, but if you don't love onion, you could use about half of it, since this is a very large one. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna caramelize the onion to bring out all the flavor. That's gonna complement the brown sugar. And in this dish, it's just gonna be amazing. I'm gonna slide this over, and I'm going to clean and slice up my jalapeno as well. And I'm just gonna go in there and get the seeds out. And then I'm gonna slice it up. The jalapeno, I'm just gonna put it in at the very end of the caramelization of the onion. Just so it gets a chance to cook. Okay, so all right, I've been heating up my multi-cooker. You can do this on top of the stove, or if you have a multi-cooker, that's really good to do it in there. And I'm gonna add some oil. And I'm going to add some butter. I'm just going to melt those together, let them get really hot before I add my onions. got a good color on them, I'm going to go ahead and add the sliced jalapenos. And just give them just a little quick saute. They're going to be slow cooked, so it's not like they're not going to get cooked if they don't get sauteed. I'm going to take all of this out of here and put it on a plate because I want to saute the chicken just a little bit in the flavored butter and oil in the pan so that it gives it a little bit more flavor. What we're doing is we're creating layers of flavor on this chicken. All right, so I have sprinkled the chicken with salt, pepper, and garlic powder. And I'm just gonna lay it in there. And while it's sauteing a little bit, I'm gonna add more garlic powder, more pepper, and more salt. And I'll just do a couple at a time because I don't want to steam these. I just want them to get a little caramelized coating on them. While they're caramelizing, they're going to be picking up the flavor from the onion and the jalapeno. I don't need much color on these, just a little bit. Once I've got a little color on these, I'm going to put them back in the cooker. I'm going to add more butter. And the brown sugar. And then I'm going to stir it around just to get them coated. Now the brown sugar is going to get syrupy. It's going to mix with the juices from the chicken and the butter, and it's going to coat these chicken breasts with a nice, sweet, sticky kind of coating. And garlicky. We just want to stir that around so that all of the sugar crystals get a little bit wet in the juices and the butter. All right. Whew, that's hot. Once it's all coated, I'm going to add my onions and jalapenos back on. I'm going to set it for 8 hours on slow cook. And cover it. And we'll come back and take a look at it in 8 hours. All right, y'all, it's been the 8 hours. It's cooked on low and it is hot. The onions are very caramelized. I've added just a little bit of parsley to the top of this just to give it a little fresh flavor. And I'm going to squeeze a little lime juice over it. But it's definitely ready to go. It's super tender and juicy, and it is so delicious. So let's head over and take a look at it. Okay, y'all, let's take a look at this. So the onions are caramelized. The brown sugar has turned into a kind of sticky, garlicky, little bit spicy coating, and I've added the parsley just for freshness and to make it look pretty. Look at that, absolutely delicious. So the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of lime and I'm just going to barely squeeze it over the, I'm just going to barely squeeze it over the top so that it gives it just a little bite of citrus. But the main thing is, let me get some of this on my plate and take a bite. So good. Y'all are gonna love this. It's so easy. It comes out so tender and juicy, and it preps so quick. You can just throw it in the slow cooker, or do it on top, you know, or start it on top of the stove and finish it in the oven. Either way, it's delicious and your family is gonna love it. I love y'all, and I'll see you next time, okay? All right, bye-bye.